Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
We are.
Welcome to the Underdog Journey. I'm Wes. This guy is David, and we are live from the Opera House, Columbus.
Yeah, we're back here, man. It's been a great time since
It has been. You never come to town anymore. You're too good for us.
yeah, busy. Busy's the word we use.
That's a good way to put it. Dan Gunn says, who performs the intro song? That is Funkle Sam.
Yeah, that's
The MFB.
MFB.
Yeah.
Motherfucking band. And that is the lead singer on that is called Funkle Sam. We actually had him on the show. He did our 4-year.
He did. Yeah.
That was a great, an absolute great.
He is a super cool guy.
He is. Super cool guy. And both his demeanor from the band and in real life, he's just a straight up superhero.
Right. He has so go on YouTube and search up the MFB, Funkin' Up the Neighborhood. You can see their music video. It's a really good music video. And you'll see Funkle Sam performing. He's in full costume.
And they got a newer song called Big Booty Judy.
So we need to turn your mic up, David. You know what? It switched back as we went live.
There we go. That better? All right. There we. I love it.
Today was a technical difficulty kind of day.
Yeah,
We haven't rushed in a while.
Yeah, there's a reason we started a half hour late.
Holy moly!
And you can't see it really, but it's all right here.
Yeah, all you can see is the pork rinds right here, and the mess of situations happening over here. So
yeah, the cables and the dongles.
Lots of dongles
that are there. He had to go. Yeah, it was a thing. There was pocket knives involved and everything.
It's a whole thing. There was random people walking down the middle of the street. It's a whole thing.
Oh, really?
It was an adventure.
So yeah,
you don't even know the whole
make
story.
Him mad. Yeah. I didn't have time. We didn't have time. He walks in. He sits down. We get like click, 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 click. We plug it up. We make one change.
Nikki says, "How do I mute Dave's mic in real life?" Asking for a friend. Feel the love. Feel the love on this show. He has no words. Oh, you did it, Nikki. You finally did it. He has no words. You actually achieved.
Oh, I'll find them. There is. You may stump me for a moment. This is the lady that I gave just a absolute stunning review for. Her birthday was just this past week. She turned 57 years old, and so
Ouch.
yeah.
Only 57.
Yeah, 57 years old. So, I mean, she's just kicking ass and taking names out there.
Well, she is a lucky lady.
Yeah.
Nikki, you're a lucky lady to have a guy
mute
like
that
this.
microphone now. Oh, my pillow's going to be peed on.
I have no comment to that.
It's just love you, babe. Yeah, it feels like it.
Dan says the night is young, and Nikki says love you, babe. Or the other way around. I'm sure Dan loves you, too.
Well, yeah, maybe.
So there's a bit of
there she goes. She caught up.
There we go.
There's the timeline. There's the timeline.
Yeah, so you might want to stay in Columbus for a while, David.
No, I'm heading
you're
back.
Not gonna...
So I've traveled so much. I had business over here. I had a quick rather complicated project. I needed to work with the actual manufacturer stuff over here.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of personal business to take care of, and I got that knocked out. So as soon as I can tomorrow, I'm going wheels up and heading right back to New York. No,
It's
I want to
only
be
a
home.
short 7-hour drive.
It is, and even though my wife picks on me muting my microphone in real life, with as much as I've been on the road, I'm very happy to be home with her, so that she can bully me.
Aw.
Apparently,
Feel the love. Feel the love.
Yeah.
It's
Here, hold this for
It's
me.
all romance. David, you joke. I keep telling your wife that she can do better. So
Oh, she knows that.
she
She knows that.
So how's it been? How's the drive in? Pretty good.
Actually, what's crazy is when you travel so much and things. When you ever go somewhere and you're like, how did I get here? Like, I don't remember
day of my life.
huge portions of this drive.
Highway
how did I
hypnosis
get
is a
here?
real thing. It's called highway hypnosis. It's
Yeah.
a real thing.
Yeah. So there's I don't remember Pennsylvania.
Also, like I'm
Like a
not
whole
I'm
fucking
not
state, I don't
calling you
remember it.
out in front of the world or anything, but you also do tend to put on like TV shows while you're driving.
I do.
So
and
like
Blacklist.
I
I did have Blacklist playing a little bit today. But it just sets over there, and I have the volume up on it because I can't hear it. If I turn the volume up at home enough for me to actually hear, the lady that loves me so much, she hates me because it's loud. I don't have good hearing. So
old man problems. We talked
yeah,
about it
I'm
earlier.
I'm an old guy. I'm an old fuddle dud, and that's just I'm all right with that. I embrace it.
But you know what? James Spader is
Get
a
off my
treasure.
line. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, I get that. You're that
Yeah,
kind
James
of guy.
Spader's awesome.
James
yeah.
Spader, he's great in that show.
He is.
So he's one of those actors that like the older he gets, the better he gets.
Yeah.
Not all actors are that way.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
I liked him in Stargate and everything said Stargate.
Oh, I loved Stargate was awesome.
That was a great movie. Ah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're a fan of the TV show. I'm a fan of the TV show.
So I never
There's
watched
they're
it.
going to reboot the TV show.
Oh yeah, well if they do it with Spader, I'm in.
They're not going to include Spader.
Well,
they should.
They should.
They should.
Hey, people. A, talk to me. I got other ideas. B, Spader.
So Amazon actually owns MGM now,
Oh,
and
son of a
MGM owns
biscuit.
the rights to.
Yeah.
So
Stargate.
chances are,
And and James Bond.
and James Bond. So chances are, they're going to replace James Spader, and we're not going to be happy with the results. I'm not going to go into details.
Yeah, it's good. It is a possibility. Let's see how bad they screw up James Bond too, because that's a waiting with bated breath. There's a whole bunch of us that we chitter chatter on the thing about who the next one's going to be, and
We could go into detail about the proposed plans for James Bond, and we would get into trouble for that one. I think.
yeah. No,
So
we're not going to.
We're not going to.
We're not going to do that. So how about
Lighter
on your
note.
world? How about on your world? How's the West doing in the West?
Too darn busy. Too darn busy, and nothing to show for it yet.
You're getting there.
But I will. I'm getting there. It's
You're
a
getting there.
journey. It's about the journey, not the destination.
Yeah.
I just got to keep telling my wife that. My current wife, I should
Yeah,
say.
your current wife.
It's about the,
Yeah,
it's
my
about the
current
journey.
wife, who's Googling divorce attorneys right now.
Yeah, she's also looking them up online.
Yeah. Oh, no, that was the crocodile hunter's son that she was Googling.
Oh, that's
other day-
yeah. But he's
last
like,
week.
if she's 57, he's like a quarter of her age.
It's just, she's not 57. She's 56. I'm sorry.
Ouch, ouch.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you should. If you need a couch to stay on, just stay in Columbus.
No.
You can sleep next to my cat.
Last time I fell asleep on your couch, the kids come downstairs like, what's going on?
Who is this guy asleep on our couch? Who's this random
Who is
person?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's
was a good
different when
night.
you have small kids.
Yeah. Oh, mercy.
Boy. So you ready for some news?
I'm ready for news.
Let's
do
make it
news.
happen. Let's see if we get the mic set properly for the news channel. All right, so David,
Are we
first
good?
one. I think you're gonna like this. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about the guy who built an anti-gravity propulsion system using
Okay.
electrostatic, and they say they discovered a new fundamental force of the universe.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
causes this
okay.
to work.
Yeah. I remember this.
So there's more news articles about this guy. It's not just that one random source. So this ex-NASA scientist who his specialty was electrostatic mechanics, and some people from SpaceX, some
I'm
people
sorry.
from Blue Origin.
So when you say he's a engineer or whatever it was,
Yes.
a scientist for electrostatic, all I picture is that episode of Family Guy where Peter's wearing that big fuzzy onesie and he's walking around shuffling his feet and like zapping people.
Well, he did,
And
work,
that's what I picture.
he
that
did
they
work
do.
for NASA, so he was government funded, meaning his whole job might have just been rubbing a balloon on his head. That might have been it.
Yes. I seen what the Mythbusters did. They did nylon panties and PVC pipe to create the electrostatic charge.
I think
Hey,
that
I
was,
didn't come up with it.
I
They
think
did.
that was an OnlyFans page.
No. That's funny though. That's funny.
But there's actually more news articles about this
really?
guy. It's not just the one. Let's see. Speaking of the Crocodile Hunter's son, Danny
Yeah.
Donald says, "Oh, crikey, there's a cougar over there."
Oh, I'm gonna get
Dan,
hit when I
you're gonna
walk
get us
through
in
the
trouble,
door.
Dan. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, so apparently they're still talking about this new fundamental force that this guy discovered. They don't actually know how it works, but they're actually fairly you and I were speculating that it would probably only work within proximity of another massive object like the Earth, something with gravity, right? But they're actually fairly confident it's going to work in the vacuum of space, and they're actually currently trying to get funding to actually perform their experiments in a low gravity environment up in orbit. So they think it'll actually work in space because it doesn't use. He's an electrostatic scientist, but it doesn't actually use normal electrostatic. They think there's actually sort of a deeper substrate of space-time that they're pushing against with this new force.
They're wrong. I mean, just
Thanks,
the bottom
Sheldon.
line. The
Thanks,
bottom line
Sheldon.
is they're wrong. You know, they can run the test, but I can save them a lot of money right now. 'Cause it's not going to work. It's not going to.
There's a really good AI photo here
Yes.
of the scientists.
I gotta
and
wait for it to catch up. I gotta
they
wait for it
look-
to catch up over here.
They look pretty confident this is going to work. I mean, actually, everybody behind him looks pretty worried, but the main guy looks
Yeah.
very confident.
Yeah, I seen this. It was in the movie called The Explorers back in the 80s,
That was a
where
good
they
movie,
built
man.
that bubble and then they whipped themselves off into space
Yeah,
and
that
they met
was a
some
good movie.
aliens. It's a great movie. I got it on Voodoo.
Explorers.
It's great. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that wasn't
yeah.
quite the same, but yeah, it's sort of.
Yeah.
Look, if they could come up with a space bubble that you could like have musical numbers with aliens and they would just dance around and stuff for
Yeah.
it, it'd be pretty sweet.
Doot. But No, I'm.
So you're saying the NASA scientist is wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fair enough.
Without any doubt whatsoever, with all the confidence that I have, which is substantial to say the least.
You're saying they
Even
haven't
when-
discovered a new fundamental force of the
Yeah,
universe?
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Generating thrust without expelling propellant. Oh, dude, that was a great crunch.
Keep going. Go ahead.
That's a great crunch. Generating force or thrust without expelling propellant.
Mhm.
Is this your hint to Nikki? This is how you mute him?
No, keep going. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. Is not possible. Literally, they did this a few years ago. I think I brought this up the last time we talked about this, that we were able to do it mathematically, but with the creation of an imaginary number, like -0, which 0 doesn't exist, first of all. 0 is a null set. But we had to create a negative nothing in order to make it function.
Well,
It doesn't work, and that was for the EM drive. That was when the EM drive was all the rage. Now I get it, you non weird people, you non completely nerdy people.
Dan says 0 is a whole number.
Divide by it, multiply by it, do fundamental math with it.
David, nobody said it was rational.
It's not a number. It is exactly the opposite of any number. It is nothing. Anyway,
Dan, I sense a duel here.
yes,
Come on,
dual
Dan.
of zeros. And a 0
It's a
and a
zero-sum
1.
game, is
So
what
a
it is.
0 and a 1 is actually not even a 0 and a 1. That's a North Pole bit, South Pole bit. When you're reading it on a calculation in a computer. But anyway, back to it with
You
the
and your
EM drive.
binary calculations. Come on.
Yes. I mean, isn't that what you do? I used to work for Fuddruckers, right? I used to 0 or 1. I got it.
You used to work for
I used to work for Fuddruckers. Yes.
I saw Idiocracy.
Oh yeah,
I know what
great.
that evolves
Oh
into.
yeah, it's
David.
great. It's wonderful.
I know what that evolves
It was
into.
just like that actually, except that me and a couple of the other people there were rather, nerds, and they wanted us to track our ticket times so they could do averages. So we wrote the ticket times in binary. And we had one manager that just could not grasp. Well, actually, we had all the managers that could not grasp the concept of it.
Because they're restaurant managers. They're. I don't think.
They're like,
maybe
for
you
the love
weren't
of
grasping.
God, I've yelled at you
Maybe
for
you weren't
so many
grasping
times.
the concept.
You guys have got to stop writing these tickets in binary code. We don't know this. Like, it's right there in ones and zeros, man.
You technically did what you were asked.
Yes.
I mean, you weren't.
I just did it in a different language, didn't I? I struggle with English, but binary and Boolean, I got it. Yeah, it was a good time.
It's like the movie Real Still.
Real Steel.
Yeah.
I don't think my backup's here tonight, so we're not going to talk about that until my backup gets here.
Fair enough. All right.
So what's next on the
next
news? Because
news
we're
item.
going to put this to bed for right now. They did not beat gravity. They did not find a new fundamental force of space time, and they did not create a drive that will create or provide thrust without a propellant or expellant. Can't be done.
Tell that to the Starship Enterprise. David.
So that's not
David.
So that's a warp.
The Enterprise didn't have an exhaust pipe.
That's a warp drive. So
Right.
you're warping
space-time.
you're warping space time.
Right. What if this
You're
new
not
fundamental
pushing-
force of the universe
That's not what they're doing.
pushes
So
against a substrate that we don't have access, that we currently haven't had access to up to this point?
it's no.
You don't,
No, it's a mushroom drive. It's a mushroom drive. If we're
Fair
going to
enough.
talk Star Trek, I'm going to go tell you what this is. It's a mushroom drive.
I'm sure there are lots of
People that got
of
that
mushrooms
reference.
involved. I get it.
There were lots of mushrooms involved. I bet.
Lots of mushrooms involved. Speaking of pizza, no
Oh,
pizza involved. So
I'm in Columbus. I can get good pizza. New York pizza sucks.
It's true. New York pizza. Actually, so does Chicago pizza.
Ugh.
That's why Ohio pizza
So-
is the best. It's right in the middle.
So if you get like normal Chicago pizza, not like the Giordano's or anything like that, like the
The
crazy
deep
dish
dish
stuff.
pizza, I'll go ahead and piss off everybody in Chicago. Deep dish pizza is garbage. If
The-
I wanted a lasagna, I'd order a lasagna.
Yeah, you get a lasagna. I don't want a pizza lasagna. I want a pizza.
Right.
But their regular like day-to-day pizzas over there are actually really good, but very close to what Columbus has.
Okay,
Not
fair
exactly there, but they also have it's like the special occasion pizzas,
Yeah.
like the Giordano's, the big thick deep dish top pizzas.
enough. Yeah, that's not pizza. That's lasagna.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right, let's move on. So, lots of great things coming out of the UK.
No, there's not.
One of them is a really, really, really good idea they had. UK scientists launch outdoor geoengineering experiment. The UK is basically going to start blocking out the sun to stop global warming. That's gonna work out really well. Remember? Nobody actually saw the movie. Remember Highlander 2?
Oh yeah, where they blocked the sun out and they had the big thing that and the world fixed itself, but they kept paying the company to maintain this shield around the globe.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I watched them from Highlander 2. Who didn't?
All right, nobody actually saw. You and I are probably the only ones who actually saw Highlander 2.
It was a great movie. I
It
love
never.
that
It was
one.
horrible. It was
Don't
the
get
worst.
that
It was
clown.
literally one of the worst. It was like one step above Battlefield Earth. That's how bad it was.
Oh, Battlefield Earth. That's such a good movie.
David is also a Scientologist now. You didn't know that.
No, I'm
He's
not.
a big fan of L. Ron Hubbard.
Zoltan.
So
And that's from Dude, Where's My Car?
he also saw Dude, Where's My Car? One of 3 people who saw that movie.
Yeah. That's a great movie. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Zoltan. All right, so so go into this geoengineering experiment. So they might find a struggle on this because the day the IMF just came out and said that they've been too focused on that aspect. I'm not going to go into what it is, but that aspect, and there's been too much money just kind of thrown because they use buzzwords, and they're going to start walking back their investments and actually go back to their core objective of the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. So they may struggle effectively today.
Well, they may struggle for a number of reasons. I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
going to get
but
into
plus,
because
I mean,
UK politics.
UK.
But they are actually beginning to carry out the experiments. They've actually started this. It's already underway. To experiment with blocking out the sun. That's going to work out really well for
That's
everyone.
called an umbrella.
I think
Calm down.
I
It's
think
been
the
made.
Matrix also did that. I think Dr. Evil tried to do it once. It's a great idea
So so the Matrix was we blocked out the sun
to stop solar
stop
the
solar energy
machines.
so that the
Right.
machines wouldn't be able to create power.
Exactly.
But then they found the battery in the humans.
Oh!
She's got a pointy hat.
I just realized. Yeah, it's the lady's
Hofbrau,
German hat for the Hofbrau. So I just, you know what? I should have saved this article. There was another article I saw like the other day from, it's like 2017, so I didn't bother saving it, where it was talking about how scientists are proposing cloning human embryos to use as battery fuel.
Yep.
I didn't read the whole thing, so I don't know to what extent. I know
and
I know
West was
potatoes
over
will actually
there.
produce more energy than a human body. But it was a real article that actually I should have saved it. I should have had it right after this because that would have been perfect.
And West is over there with his tinfoil hat on going, that's what the aliens or the robots want you to do.
Look.
Did you get that from ChatGPT?
Between over the last couple of years, conspiracy theorists like 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Normies,
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm just telling you.
No. I don't think any of the things that the conspiracy theorists were right about were actually conspiracy theories. They were just very badly covered up operations.
That's my point. That's my point. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm
just,
somebody,
I'm
somebody from 10
up.
years ago with common sense.
Yes.
So look,
So get
I'm
your
not,
common sense.
But it is aliens.
It's aliens.
But it is all aliens.
It's all aliens.
And Bigfoot is in control of the whole thing.
It's the lizard people.
And it is not a conspiracy theory that the UK is actually going to try and block out the sun like some kind of James Bond villain.
Hey, you know what? That could be the actual. We could actually have a real life James Bond here. And they're taking on the government that's trying to block out the effing sun.
I'm not.
I mean, we know who's in control over there. And to be honest, it makes sense now.
Right? We don't get political, but
but come on.
I'm just saying.
All right, next one.
Next, before we get into trouble. Oh man, so I wish I had university credentials so I could download this paper. I saw somebody else reviewing this paper. This is actually a publication from, I don't know, some university that's titled "Soft Biological Actuators for Meter Scale Homeostatic Biohybrid Robots." So basically, the whole paper goes into the idea of creating completely biological robots. Remember, I've been talking about this for the last year.
Well, yeah, about a couple years.
Biological robots. So basically, it goes into the anatomy of this robot sort of dog-like creature they had. And it talks about how it's going to take in oxygen, how it can be fed through these two weird little ports on its back. It even shows how it's going to poop. But it actually goes into the fuel, the biological fuel it takes in, is going to feed all of its artificial biology that is cloned from human stem cells. And the only thing that's going to be mechanical is the infrastructure, essentially the skeleton of the thing. And the rest is actually going to be biological, cloned from human stem cells.
Yeah, we call that a cyborg. Or a side dog, I guess.
A biological robot. So all the parts are cloned or artificial, right? It's not an actual clone of anything.
Okay.
I've been talking about this for the last year,
I mean,
and you've been calling me crazy. There's people actually doing this.
There's people who've written a
paper.
paper.
Conspiracy theorists, 10,000.
There's people who've written a paper. I wrote a paper, and you know,
right.
I actually
but this
have
is one
more.
That people are actually talking about.
I believe I have more chances of being correct than these people do.
I don't. You know why? Because this technology, all of it already exists, David. They just need to put it together like a Lego set.
In what universe?
Well, they have the biological computers, the processors. You can actually rent processing power.
So I was trying to get you to say in all of them.
In all of them,
because that's what my paper deals with is the multiverse, the multiple verses, and the cosmogenesis out of black holes.
And your paper is good. A lot of it's still theoretical.
Oh, it's wildly theoretical.
All of this, though,
but it's correct.
Proven science.
My paper is more correct than that paper about that thing about we found a new fundamental force of nature, and we're going to have zippy ships. No.
It is a good paper. I'm going to write a paper about how the whole Earth is on the back of a giant turtle.
That's how you should. You should.
By the way, Danny McDonald says they'll just shoot the sun out of the universe. You know what? I'm sure somebody has thought of that. I have no doubt somebody has thought of that as a cure for global warming.
Yeah. And moving on.
So if you want to buy one of these, I mean, you could just go to the
dogs
pound
are
and
already.
get a dog.
Yeah, I mean, dogs are already like crazy expensive.
Right.
I mean, imagine what that would
You can
cost.
just go get a rescue dog for like $50.
I mean, when that thing humps your leg, it's gonna hurt.
Oh, dude. I mean, if it's humps your leg, it's gonna really hump your leg.
Yeah.
And it's apparently gonna leave human DNA behind because it's cloned from human stem cells, David.
Yeah.
So that makes it even more creepy somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Next news item is more ads. All right. Here's a good one. Centuries later, we have achieved it. Infinite energy. Infinite energy with artificial photosynthesis.
I'm sorry.
They've done
what?
it. I don't know what this centuries later is supposed to mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they have achieved it. Artificial photosynthesis.
I don't. I mean, what is artificial photosynthesis? I don't know.
It's like
There's a
normal
term I haven't heard.
photosynthesis, but artificial.
Well, I mean, being the lowbrow that I am, I understand that having you explain that to me helps.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need to know more. What is artificial photosynthesis? I
Right.
mean, artificial photosynthesis could be just putting a plant under a sun lamp.
No, so artificial, so fully artificial. So apparently what they've done is they've actually, plants, they take carbon dioxide and water, and through the process of photosynthesis, take that and to produce starches, which get broken down into sugars for the plant to process for a
Energy and fuel.
metabolism. Yeah. So they've done that artificially in a laboratory without the plant or the chlorophyll.
But okay.
I'm not saying that it's super. I mean, but they did it.
So isn't that just a solar cell? I mean, we've had those old calculators like 40 fucking
Yeah, but
years.
David, this involves glucose. And,
glucose.
and starch synthesis.
Yeah.
So all right. So perhaps the most pivotal moment in clean energy innovation is the work done by researchers at the University of Cambridge. These
Cambridge.
researchers have developed a radical new approach to harnessing electricity from sun
These
and
are the
water
same
using
fuckers.
artificial
These are the same
photosynthesis.
people that want to block out the sun.
Yeah.
Are these we got Cambridge. What's the other big university over there? I can't think of it off the top of my head. They just in competing things here. Like one's going to block out the sun because the other one's like trying to use the sun to create energy. What's happening?
Right. So Cambridge. So Oxford blocks out the sun.
That's it. That's it.
And
Oxford.
Cambridge produces photosynthesis that is no longer useful.
Oh my God, UK, you guys are killing me.
It sounds like somebody needs to invent a new type of free energy since we're no longer going to have the sun. So
I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
I'm going to call it the battery.
You know what?
And we're going to burn coal.
Just really kick him in the nuts and say, call it the Dave.
Yeah, the Dave.
The Dave.
Dave gives you power. All right.
All right.
Giggity giggity.
All right, here we go. All right, next one. It's not the ad that says "Get your data AI ready." No, it's down here. Scientists hijack the human eye to get it to see a brand new color. It's called Olo.
Olo.
So this is actually a real thing. This is not.
Olo.
Yeah. No, this is actually a real thing. They actually did this. They actually hacked into the human retina to allow it to see a different. So here's the thing: it didn't actually pick up a different part of the spectrum. It just basically they sent electrical charges into the retina to cause it to sort of go haywire a little bit and see a type of color that it wouldn't normally see that isn't actually there. It's kind of like when you close your eyes really, really tight and you press on your eyelids and you open up and you see the weird little spots. The weird little spots aren't actually there, but you see them. It's kind of the same thing. But it's called Olo, and
so they've been doing that with acid and mushrooms for a long time.
And if you want scientists to hook up 9-volt batteries to your retinas, and so you can see this Olo, I'm sure they'd be willing to do it for you.
So I was thinking, like, the human eye, but it was the greens. The greens, we have the most differentiation. Anyway, we can see more shades of green than any other color.
Mhm.
And I thought maybe it was like, okay, Olo is a color that we can't see because we can't break down this, I guess, orange and yellow. I don't know. This band of orange and yellow, we don't see as many different shades of it.
Right.
I thought maybe it was that. No, this is literally just somebody pressed on their eyeballs and, oh, look at there.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They basically
Like,
hook a battery up to your retinas.
You see the little weird geometric shapes and stuff.
But so they did this, on human volunteers. That's how we know it actually worked.
Oh, okay.
And they do say that it actually produced sort of a super vibrant blue, green, teal type of color.
Okay.
So it is in that spectrum, sort of.
Well, I'm in the spectrum too, so it's all cool.
And that's basically the new title of our show, On the Spectrum with Dave and West.
Dave and West. Brought to you in part by Ritalin. We're canceled.
Yeah. We should be used to it by now. All right, but Olo, if you want to see Olo, back to mushrooms, I guess. All right.
I mean, that's the quickest route. Or, I don't know, it's pressure.
I mean, it's the only route that doesn't involve hooking a battery up to your retinas.
Yeah, Slipknot, man. I press my fingers into my eyes.
Huh?
It's a song.
The lyrics, I don't know. It's a whole thing.
It's a song. Yeah.
Oh, here's another good one, though. You're going to like this. I know you're very into music. Musician who died in 2001 resurrected as clump of brain matter, now composing new music.
What?
Could there be a filament of memory that persists through this biological transformation? So they basically took this musician's cells.
Gray matter. Okay.
Well, sort of. So they took the stem cells. They took stem cells from the
okay.
body. They essentially took the stem cells. They developed them into brain neurons, and they're using neurons to power a type of computer chip like the other ones we've talked about. And they're using that to actually compose music, AI-based music from those brain cells. And apparently some of the music it's coming out with is pretty profound. It's pretty good. Is it programming? Is it memory from the brain cells?
Yeah, I mean, in order to make any kind of judgment, they'd have to release their full data to the public, and they'll never do that.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Additionally, stem cells, I'm pretty sure, don't contain memories. Maybe I'm wrong. I what do I know?
If we can get that guy's attention, we can get another beer.
And we can kill more brain cells.
Yes.
Now you're talking. See, now you're talking my language.
Oh, yeah. You're out too, right?
I am. Pretty close.
Yeah.
I am now.
Yeah. He's busy. I don't know what he's doing. He's counting. He's working with his fingers. He's like, yeah.
This is a very exciting part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody.
I mean, everybody's riveted. Tune in next week when we count to 10. 1.
So what do you think about the musician who died having their brain cells
I don't know,
cloned
man.
to produce music?
Again, in order to make any kind of judgment from my side of it, my world, I think you would have to release the full amount of data and everything to say, all right, how much of this is actual programming? Are you just, hey, boss, I'll do another Hefeweizen?
Same, please. Thank you.
How much of this is programming? Because, I mean, you can write the programming to where, voltages equal notes and so on and so forth. And that's all, that's all a neural net is going to be is varying voltages and frequency of voltages. Is it actually writing, or is it just what we're monitoring for is only that? If we changed the, from a composition, and if we changed it to say, hey, this voltage at this rate equals a dot on a chart here, is it going to paint a picture? So,
David, you're still thinking very binary here.
That's how computers work. That's how we work.
Human brain computers?
Yes.
Human brain computers?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
yes.
But it's kind of cool. Look, if when I die,
Dun, 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 dun.
when I die, I have lots of things I want done at my funeral. One of them is if scientists do want to take my cells and brain and start cloning weird parts of me for scientific experiments, have at it. I'm all in.
I want my body spread across Disney World. And I also do not want to be cremated.
No cremation.
He'll get that in a minute.
I got it. It took a minute.
He'll get that.
I was like, wait a second. I had to put the
Wait
two
a
together.
minute. Just dismembered parts of Dave falling down.
There you go. That's pretty funny. So I've
No,
actually told
that's a meme.
my
That's a joke.
current wife-
That's not mine.
That's a good one, though. I've told my current wife I want to be taxidermied. And just propped up in the corner and just like doing the robot or something. That's pretty cool. Or just like randomly sit up in the coffin throughout the thing. Blink.
Sup.
That's,
And we're back.
So that's what's going to happen at my funeral.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a thing. That's the news.
That's the
David.
news. But we have one more piece, right? We have
Oh,
one more
you know what?
piece?
I
Because
didn't pull
today's
that
a
up.
holiday. Today's
Today
an
is a holiday.
international holiday,
Hang on,
a
let me-
worldwide holiday. If you went to work today, your company screwed you over.
It's true. This should be a national holiday. Let me bring it up real quick.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. Everybody's watching what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and switch back.
All right.
One sec here.
Where we at here? So
Yeah, keep talking.
because normally the way this works is I have the dual screens at the house, so I'm able to see what he's doing live without the delay. But because we're side by side, unless I want to just stare at his monitor over there the whole time, I've got to try to, we've got some timing issues to work out here. But today is a very important holiday.
There's not an actual page. There's not an actual page for it. So I guess I got to pull up like Wikipedia for something.
Okay. All right.
But
Well,
it works.
Wikipedia it is then. Make sure our audio goes right.
Yeah, we're good. So
right.
it is officially Reinheitsgebot Day.
Reinheitsgebot Day. This is 1516,
In 1516,
the Bavarian purity law for beer.
Right.
So,
so back in 1516, the German government proposed putting forth this law, or actually passed this law, that said beer can only be made from 4 ingredients.
Yeah.
And to this very day, that law actually still holds true in Germany.
yes.
And-
And it should really be held true everywhere.
It should be held true everywhere. I mean, that would really cut back on the random weird crap you see in American
yeah,
beer
the bad,
shops.
the bad beer is what I call it. Bad beer. And you
But it's
still
a
get
thing.
hops. All you IPA folks out there, you can still get your hoppy beer.
Right,
'Cause
because hops is one of the
things.
4 ingredients. So what are the 4 ingredients?
So
David?
you get
Let's see.
water, yeast, hops, and malt.
That's it.
Those are your 4. And anything outside of that is just blasphemy. Absolute blasphemy. Hey, there we go.
Speaking of which,
Mr. Joshua brought us a nice, tasty beers.
oh man, this is great service.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Always do my check. That's right, cup.
Appreciate it.
So I'm drinking the Hefeweizen. You went with the Hefeweizen as well?
Same.
Yeah.
The manager of Hofbrauhaus brought us our
Yeah,
beers.
the
That's
new,
how important we are.
the new GM over here.
Feel important now.
Out of this, we should actually put down the initial announcement.
Yeah, the official announcement. Yes.
Yeah, for July 30th. So it's Reinheitsgebot Day. You guys should be here drinking beer.
Right. If you're not here
because
drinking beer, come join us. We have a table set up right in front.
I posted a thing the other day. It said, if you're not drinking a beer with me, I have to assume you're drinking a beer against me.
That's a good one. That should be a T-shirt.
It should.
We got to work on that one. But yeah, so July 30th will be our 5-year anniversary show. It goes by so fast, David.
It does. Our show is getting into kindergarten.
Oh, by the way, Dan says, and that's why you're celebrating at the place you're at. Yes, it is. We planned that all along. That's why we're here.
It wasn't until earlier today, Pete came by and was talking to us about the original law only had 3 because they weren't doing yeast yet. It was kind of a byproduct. They didn't have it in there. And so he's the one who posted about it earlier today in our Stomptish, which our Stomptish signs over there, in our Stomptish group on Facebook, which is a locals group of people who are like regulars to Hofbrauhauses and restaurants in Germany. Is you can have a Stomptish and the tables are just there. They don't get reserved. And you literally just rotate in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're cleaned as people get up and leave, but that's it. But it's not like you sit down at the table. No, you might sit there, and if you sit there for a couple hours drinking a couple beers, you're going to probably sit there with 5-10 people that are just going to kind of just rotate through.
And the
it's a
Stomptish
great
tables
thing.
get kind of wild too.
Yeah, sometimes
Like, you guys are the ones
sometimes.
who like get up and sing and do.
Yeah, we're up on the tables. We're up there singing. We do the chicken dance.
So if you want to see David get up on
yeah.
the table and do a chicken dance, come down to
Yeah,
Hofbrauhaus
yeah.
Columbus,
Hopper House Columbus, yeah.
and
I'm here.
this is where it's at.
But my next trip in here will probably be July. So actually, we're probably going to do a planning trip in there as well. But July 30th, 2025, the Underdog Journey turns 5 years old.
So are you ready to talk about what we're
Yes.
actually going to do?
Yes. We're gonna
What are
lay
we gonna
the
do?
initial announcement out here. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever been here. If you haven't, you suck. You need to be here.
We should have a
this
camera that
place is
faces
awesome.
back.
We
so
did
on
that,
the
but
day
we
of,
gotta
we're
get
going
it
to
on
have
the-
cameras that face everywhere. But
Yeah.
like today, we should
We'll get them on
show
the
everybody
outside
what
of the
we're talking
lights because we've tried it back here before and had the camera, but it gets blinded by the lights. You can't see anything.
about. I mean, for like right now, during the explanation of what we're
Yeah.
going to do. But just so you know, so Hopper House, the way it's set up, is this big beer hall. We're actually up on the stage right now. This big beer hall, and there's rows of tables set up, and it's very kind of old European style in here. So, David, explain what we're going to do with this amazing beer hall.
So we are going to divide this place up into 4. We're going to have some tables over here for a specific type of group. We're going to have some tables here for a group and here and there. So we're going to break this place up into 4 groups or houses. Very specific houses because this place does kind of lend itself to the Great Hall out of the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
And we've talked about it a lot.
We've been talking about this actually for years.
Yes.
For years we want to do this.
We are going to full tilt promote. We are doing reservations. There will be an official link that you click on and do reservations with Hofbrau House as well for a Harry Potter full tilt trivia night here at Hofbrau. We're going to have the tables decorated by the houses. We are going to have 4 people up here as heads of house, plus West and I. We don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to be here because it's our show.
Somebody's going to have to produce. I might end up producing.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I might just be Dumbledore. I don't know. Or he'll be Dumbledore and I'll be Snape. I don't know how it's going to work out yet, but
Nikki
we're going to figure
says
it out.
Team Hufflepuff.
Oh yeah, she's hashtag Hufflepuff. She's straight up a Hufflepuff. Her and Noah both are in Hufflepuff. My cousin Marcia, who is the wife of Funkle Sam, she has volunteered already to be the head of house for Hufflepuff. So we have this thing's already gone. We've already got approval from the location. There are some things we have to work out. There's going to be little tidbits that we have to finish. But we're going to have little token prizes for this, that, and the other. There's going to be some stuff out on the tables. We're going to have runners that identify the houses. We are going to encourage everyone to come in costume. And the one thing we can't do is reserve you by house. So it will be based on where the server up front sets
It'll all be based on availability of seating.
it's going to be based on the seating because we can't mess up there. Because everybody's going to, everybody wants to be with me over in Gryffindor.
Or me in Slytherin. I'm
yeah.
a natural Slytherin. So.
Yeah, I actually have more Slytherin tendencies than I'd like to admit.
It's true. You do. You do.
But yeah. But so did Harry, so it's all right. It's fine. And his son ended up in Slytherin too. So yeah,
See, it works.
It works out.
So,
but that's gonna be July 30th.
Harry Potter Trivia Night.
Harry Potter Trivia Night. We're gonna do 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna start an early one. They're gonna take 45 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to have a gap in the middle where we're going to mingle and whatnot. And maybe the tables get flipped over. Not flipped over, but turned around. And then we're going to do a later one with everybody. So we're going to have 2 cracks at the trivia. They're not going to be the same questions. You can't stick around and own everybody on the second one. They're 2 completely separate trivia things. We're going to have... If Lord willing and the creek don't rise, we'll have it up on the screens here to keep track of the scores.
Yep.
And you will basically just log in based upon your table, and you will join your team based upon the tables, and that will be that'll be the house you're in, and we'll be keeping live track of scores for everyone as well.
Yeah. So there are a few technical details we got to work out. That's going to be exciting to figure out. Dan McDonald says Harry Potter Trivandium drinking game. Nice. We could turn into a drink. Maybe the later one could be a drinking game.
Maybe.
It could get dangerous.
Wingardium Drinkilosa.
Beer comes flying at you.
Yeah. Axio beer.
So we need to. So what we need to do is maybe between the things we could do like a stein holding competition, something like that.
Yeah, there'll be other
We
events
could,
here.
yeah.
We'll probably talk them into a beer stein holding competition. There'll be a men's and a women's. Then
Maybe bonus points for your house if you do a shot ski.
exactly. I mean, that could be good. So if
No kids for the shot skis, please.
I mean, that's,
I'm not sure like how
it's a given.
adult we want to make this. There will be kids here.
I mean, you can't have a kid for a shot ski anyway. But you know, the Harry Potter people. I mean, the Harry Potter people are not kids.
That's true.
Harry Potter people are like us.
Harry
man.
Potter people are we're like 50
old,
years old.
Yeah, we're old and decrepit now. I mean, we're 40s, mid 40s and up.
Right.
That's the Harry. You got some people that are younger that got into it, but
it's true.
You know, it's our drinking.
Pretty old.
It's
You're right.
the people who are drinking to cope with life right now. So this is a perfect time for them.
Drinking to cope with life.
Yeah,
That's our next T-shirt.
Is it?
I drink to cope with life.
Yeah. Who needs a therapist when you have Ryan? How do we pronounce this?
Ryan Geisterbot.
Ryan Heistigebot.
Ryan
Yeah, I would. It's $10 liter beers. So
how can German people drink so much and still speak the German language?
I don't get it.
That is like
It's
the German
crazy.
language is the worst language to speak when you're drunk.
So Nikki asks, "Is there bonus points if you dress the part?"
Yeah, you know what? There should be.
So we'll have to look at
We
that
got to work on that.
because then we'd have to award points separately. So we would have to just build a points keeper.
Well,
and-
so
yeah.
either way, what we're looking for is we're trying to find a really good app where people can log into the app and enter their answers on there, and we will have access to like the point system that we'll put up on the main screens, right?
Yeah.
But there should also be like a point keeper, like a point guard, whatever. I don't know.
You know, Dumbledore at the end of the year when he
Dumbledore,
just says,
where he
"Screw
awards
you,
points.
Slytherin," and we're going to give it to
Right. So
yeah.
So for House Gryffindor, for 5 extra people who are dressed as wizards, I award you 5 extra
50
points.
million
50 million points. One of those things. That's,
I mean,
did you
let's
like
face it,
did you like my
Dumbledore's a little
Dumbledore voice there? I'm good.
It's good. So you got to do the whole night doing that. The whole night. And we will be on the house audio. So normally when we're here, we're not up on the house audio. That night, we've already discussed it, already set it up. We will be on the house audio.
I thought that guy looked familiar over there.
Is that Matt?
That's Matt Harmon.
I'll be damned. Are you sure?
Wait, that's not Matt Harmon. I thought
Jesus.
from a
Mary
distance.
Joseph. That is Matt Harmon's freaking.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's Matt
Now
Harmon's
I
brother
wonder
right
why
there.
we're looking at him.
Yeah, he's like
From a distance, like, that's totally
freaking
Matt.
weirdo.
That's
Man.
that guy's like, why are these guys
Like,
looking at me?
Jesus.
I'm gonna text Matt. What are you doing here?
Yeah, what, Matt? Man, what are you doing?
All right.
Okay, so
Nikki
she says, Nikki says 100 million quadrillion or
yeah,
whatever it is.
1
drink to cope with life.
million%.
She's married to
drink to
me.
cope with
She's
life.
got me to cope with life. You don't need to drink.
Well, I've also seen how she makes margaritas.
Yeah,
Which is basically just tequila with a
Splash of lime.
with a rim of lime juice.
yeah. She does the salt. She likes the salt, so it's she's got her electrolytes. It's what plants crave. So yeah, she's covered. She's good.
That's a good one. We still got to work on a way to put that on a shirt. So
It's what plants crave.
that's what plants crave.
So I need to do that because I put that. So I talk about
right,
lithium-ion batteries
So I'm
a lot.
trying to figure out how to make how to tie that into like battery safety
Yeah.
and put
So
that on a t-shirt.
I
to
talk
make
about it all
sense.
the time, and I was out in Chicago. I'd say a few weeks ago. I have no idea how long ago it was at this point. I'm out in Chicago, and I put this in a lot of presentations. The number of movie quotes that go into my presentations is absolutely comical.
Not 15 minutes ago, you quoted "Dude, where's my car?" I have
Yes.
no doubt that you put all kinds of
Oh,
random
yeah.
movie quotes in your
So
presentations.
I'm talking about the passing of electrons from one side from anode to cathode, right, and vice versa for charging and discharging. And I was like, and we passed this thing through called separator, and it's filled with an electrolytes. Electrolytes is what plants crave. And I was like, electrolytes, and I said, it's what, and at the same exact time, dude over here is like, it's what plants crave. And I stopped the meeting, went and high-fived that guy, and was like, yes, that
That's
was
awesome.
worth it. All the times I have slipped that in,
That all made it worth it right there.
getting him to like literally say it simultaneously with me, yes, made it all worthwhile.
That's perfect. I like it.
It was gold. It was absolute gold. That's a highlight of my career right there.
That's pretty funny. I like it.
It was a great time.
That's a good one. Oh, man. So anyway, Harry Potter Trivia Night, July 30th.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, Harry Potter was born in late July. So I think he was actually born on July 30th. That might be his birthday.
July 30th or 31st, one of the two.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things we should look up and know that.
Maybe that's a trivia question. Maybe that'll be a trivia question.
What year?
We'll see. 1980 is 80 something. 84?
1980.
1980.
1980.
Yeah, of course David knew that.
Yes, of course.
I still say somewhere out there is a 12-year-old girl who is going to
No,
destroy
it's going to
you.
be a 38 to 45-year-old woman that's going to absolutely own me.
Who was 12 when the books came out.
Yes, yeah.
That's true. I keep forgetting our age.
Yeah, we're old, man.
We're old.
We're old.
We're old. All right. Speaking of old dude stuff, we do have a topic.
We do.
1857, says Dan McDonald.
Back in picture at Sicily, 1912.
My current wife loves the Golden Girls, by the way. That's all she watches. It's Golden Girls.
Man, I haven't seen. I almost bought the whole entire series on Vudu.
And you realize they were all like 50 at the time.
Yeah, they were all like not much older than us.
People don't age the same as they did back then.
No, we're well preserved. Thank you, food supply.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's why we drink so much.
Yeah, my arteries are well, hardened at this point.
Oh, and that's it. There's so many microplastics in my system. I'm basically, all plastic.
Yeah,
so it works. It works. I'm actually 67 years old. You wouldn't know
You're
it.
10 years older than Nikki.
Yeah, you're not going home. You're not going.
I'm going home. I just got a duck when I walk in the door.
Well, you do have a main topic if we wanted to get to it.
I'll ring the doorbell up front and then run around and go through the garage door.
That's it. There are all kinds of I'm picturing all kinds of Home Alone traps.
Yes.
Like you walk up the stairs and paint cans come swinging down over the top.
She might actually try that.
She's electrocuting the doorknobs.
That's another Family Guy thing. It's like if Home Alone happened to competent robbers, and they're like, there were some careful. There's some toys on the floor. And it's like, yeah, the doorknob was hot, but I just didn't grab a hold and hold on to it. And then they killed a little boy, but that's not good. But it just illustrates how ridiculous that movie was.
Then they committed murder of a child.
Then they committed murder of a child. Another movie that was just absolutely okay. We've talked about some outrageous movies like Idiocracy, which is not as outrageous as
that should be mandatory watching.
It's not as outrageous as you hope it would be.
Right.
But
it used to be science fiction.
Yeah. It's a roadmap at this point. Is Three Ninjas.
What?
The movie Three Ninjas.
With
the
little kids?
Yeah. When there's like this 250-pound, bodybuilder guy and this little kid that weighs.
I was with you up until
50
Dude,
pounds.
Where's my car?
50
you
pounds.
Start bringing up.
No, it's just how ridiculous that movie was.
Dan McDonald says Dave will make it halfway around the house, then fall into the pool.
The pool's still covered. The pool's covered.
So what about this 50-pound difference with the kids?
No, 50 pounds. It's just like this kid weighs, maybe 40 pounds. He's a little kid.
And he's doing like ninja moves.
Yeah, he's doing a ninja move, and he's jumping on people, and he's flipping these guys that are like,
It's about as realistic as
exactly,
Scarlett Johansson beating up a grown man. Because she's about 90 pounds,
but
soaking wet.
If you had a chance to be spun around and Scarlett Johansson just laying flat on your face, are you not just going to go with it?
I mean,
all right then.
Fair point.
All right then. So yes, it holds better. Anyway, to the topic before that divorce attorney actually gets called now.
My current wife isn't watching the show, so I think we're safe.
I think mine is.
I think she gave up around the time you called her 57. All right. So we do have a main topic, which is the 9 marketing trends defining 2025 and beyond. So a lot of these we've talked about, but actually technology since we started doing the show, I mean, we're almost 5 years doing the show, which over the last 5 years, technology is in a completely different place.
We had rotary phones when we started this podcast.
I think, David, we didn't have AI 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now look at where most people can't. You can't read a single blog that's written by a human. They don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's hard to beat Clippy.
AI art. Remember back when you could actually find photos online that you're like, that's legit, or you could tell it was fake. You can't tell anymore. You can see all kinds of batshit crazy stuff. You have no idea if it's real or not because AI is that good. And Dan McDonald says DSL. Dan, I still use AT&T Uverse,
which is basically glorified DSL.
Yeah, don't make fun of DSL because that's what I have at home.
You should make them pull fiber all the way to your house.
I hate it. I'm honestly thinking about getting Starlink. Why not at this point?
Well, Starlink
for all I'm paying for.
or Spectrum. I mean, I had good luck with Spectrum here, but I was in a different neighborhood than you are.
Yeah.
I had great luck with Spectrum. Very low outages and super great speed. I have Spectrum now, and I have a gigabit, and wirelessly, I have typical standard over on my wireless with everybody in the house streaming everything all the damn time. I'm still getting over 600 megabits bandwidth. And then on nights when we're doing heavy stuff and they're still playing the video games online and still streaming high definition movies on multiple screens around the house, we're still over 300 meg that's available for me to go. So, I mean, it's good stuff.
Today's Underdog Journey brought to you by Spectrum Wireless. Spectrum Wireless for when you need
communication. There we go.
So I actually don't like. So here's my problem with Spectrum. It's basically rebranded Time Warner Cable.
Well, it is exactly.
It is exactly rebranded Time Warner
Cable.
And you know why they rebranded? Because Time Warner service was so shitty.
Yeah,
Time Warner notoriously bad. It was like Comcast level bad, and they had
Time
to
Warner
rebrand because they
Comcast,
were losing.
They together for customer service beat airlines for the worst customer service on the planet.
Right. So Time Warner said, "Hey, let's go ahead and just change our name so people forget who we are."
Well, there was some buying stuff that was taking place too.
Not that much buying, David.
It
wasn't that much.
There was some Spectrum buying and Charter Communications. There was some acquisitions, mergers and acquisitions.
Mergers and acquisitions. I don't know. So I've had really bad experiences with Time Warner, and it's the same company.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of issues with them.
I don't know. I think everything just kind of sucks. In the 21st century, when we're supposed to have actual hovering hoverboards and things that are supposed to just work, nothing works. Nothing works.
It's tough.
Why can't stuff just work?
You've talked about that many times about just make something it just works.
Just make something that works.
Yeah.
So I'm making a product on my own, and I'm going to start talking about it very soon. And guess what? It's going to work because stuff should just work.
Yeah. It's
going to be as simple as possible. I'm making it so just any Joe Blow can go and attach it and do what it's supposed to do. And it's going to work because stuff should just work.
Yep. It's a great product. I can't wait for us to be able to talk about that.
I'm pretty excited. So, yeah, that's going to be a thing. Anyway, so the 9 marketing trends that are defining 2025 and beyond.
Oh, right.
So we're going to run through these. Not nearly as exciting as Dude, Where's My Car or the 3 Ninjas. But number 1.
We've had some pretty good movie references tonight.
Number 1. AI is reshaping the marketing landscape. And
this is absolutely true.
Whether you like it or not, AI is here to stay.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Clippy's kicking ass.
People make fun of Clippy.
I'm not making fun of Clippy. I'm just saying.
ChatGPT level AI in Clippy. Clippy might actually be useful. But here, so AI, it's kind of, people make fun of it right now because it's kind of everywhere. And the problem is, it's so ubiquitous right now. It's everywhere. If AI just completely disappeared, AI image generation, AI text generation, if that all disappeared, it would honestly be like people taking away your cell phone. People wouldn't know what to do. Normal people would actually have to do real work again, and they don't know how to do it anymore over the course of a year and a half.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how quickly we've adapted to this technology.
Unlike Matt, who loves to argue with it about weird things.
I'm telling you, that's Matt over there. He's ignoring us.
I think so. Why wouldn't you sit at this table, though?
That looks exactly like Matt.
Have you texted him?
No, I should. I should call him and see if, hey, wait, why aren't you talking to us? What's going on?
I'm gonna call Matt right now. I'm gonna call Matt. I got call. I think that's him. I can see him. He's on his phone.
All right. That's absolutely Matt Harmon. He's watching our show. He's pretending not to pay attention to us. And everybody watching and listening to the show, this is a very exciting part of the show. David is so a guy walked into the Hoffer house here, looks exactly like Matt Harmon, and we actually kind of waved and acknowledged him as he's walking by, but he ignored us as he's going by.
Hey,
and looked at us like we're being weird.
What are you doing?
Oh, Matt's on the phone with David. He answered?
All right. Bye. No, it wasn't him. He said it's at the dark room, and he's ready to head home. So that's clearly not Matt over there.
This guy
looks just like Matt.
It looks just like Matt. So
hold on a second. Matt, you still there? Hey, there's a guy here at Hoffer House. Looks just like you. Come over here now.
He's sitting by himself. We thought it was you.
All right. See ya. All right. He's on his way.
So Matt's just over at CCAD. He's only a few minutes away.
Yeah, we may break the space-time continuum. This guy's a time traveler. That's what it is.
I
It's
think
Matt
we've
from the
slipped into a
future.
parallel universe.
That's Matt from the future.
I think when we were talking about your parallel universe paper,
Oh yeah, the cosmogenesis. Yeah,
I think we slipped into a different cosmogenic instance.
it's possible.
Yeah, I think that's
Based
what
upon my paper, it actually is possible to do that.
Based on my paper that's going to come out, it's not
Possible because we're on a turtle.
We're on a different turtle.
We're on a different
Unless
turtles.
two turtles collide, maybe
Unless
during a
they're
mating
humping
instant,
turtles.
it's not possible.
Oh man, it went all kinds of wrong real quick there.
So
Matt photocopied himself.
Dan Harmon says it's like a company that rolled out even dollars and rebranded it.
Well,
CI
he meant
dollars.
to say Evance, and then rebranded it as CLSS.
Dan's been drinking also. It's fine, Dan.
Yep.
I get it.
Dan.
And then Matt photocopied himself in 2 different locations at once.
Yeah, since he was in a dark room.
Maybe it's
yeah.
a weird like Mandela effect kind of thing. Maybe we're just slipping back and forth between 2 different cosmogenic instances. We'll put it that way.
I guess. So
anyway,
AI.
So AI
here to stay.
AI is here to stay. It's a real thing. So
it really is. I use it all the time. I literally use it all the time.
Right. So in marketing, by the way, it's everywhere. So brands are using generative AI to craft personalized experiences. So we talk about dynamic content based on your personal preferences, based on how you speak. It's going to have your name, things like that. Now, you include AI into that generative content production. It sounds like it's super high tech. There are companies at there are people at big companies right now using AI to generate dynamic content specifically for each person they're contacting.
Yeah. The hot chick says glitch in the Matrix.
Dan McDonald said glitch in the Matrix.
No, the hot chick.
Oh, he's trying to. All right, so he's trying to kiss up to his wife right now.
Yeah.
His wife says glitch in the Matrix.
My smoke show of a wife.
That's it. Nikki, you're a lucky lady.
Yep.
Lucky lady. So you know what's going to happen, though? Matt's going to get here. He's going to walk over and talk to this random guy. And he's going to say, that guy doesn't look like me.
Yeah.
And we'll be like, you're crazy.
What's it say? Matt shows up in a gray hoodie just like that. The good news is that guy just got his food, so it's going to be a while.
That'd be really funny. So
I don't know if he can hear us, but it's got to be weird if he can.
He's like, why are these guys talking about me? What the hell's happening? So on top of dynamic content, predictive engines. So we've talked about predictive modeling as far as using computers and different analytics tools to predict who your audience is going to be and what they're going to look at next and their buying patterns, things like that. AI is basically taking all the guesswork out of that. There are custom AI tools where you can put in all your customer data and say, hey, AI tool, who do I contact and how do I contact them and what do I say? It's going to automatically generate your next audience. It's going to generate their most likely buying patterns. It's going to automatically populate your emails, different advertisements that are placed around the internet that you're going to see. All of these things are going to be automatically generated by these AI tools. And this is something that would have taken a whole team of people a week to do. AI can do it in an instant with one request.
Seconds. Yeah.
It's insane. So while they're not going to tick our jobs, they're kind of ticking our jabs.
They're enabling us to do it's a tool.
But it is a tool. It's a much smarter, much faster tool.
Yeah, it's a tool, and I use the tools that are given to me, and to not use them is
and that's the thing. If you don't
futile.
use it, you're being left behind.
You are, yeah. I tell you what, you want to go toe to toe with me. I'm going to use the AI stuff. B, I'm going to use my brain, which you don't have a chance anyway, because this noodle. I'm how many people? It's noodle. I've seen that. how many people walk around with this thing and just constantly are updating and filling this thing out?
His idea book.
My idea book.
You should have one. In this idea book.
There are some great ideas in this.
They're gems.
I got a good one right here. I got a good one. Sell of a product as opposed to support of a product. That is a difference for a net sell of $708 million. And I've got it extrapolated out to 15 years.
Oh, I saw that.
So, yeah. There's some crazy stuff in here. But it's all, some of it's golden. And the Pizza Hut thing. You
should hear his Pizza Hut idea. It is
money.
He's had a lot of crap crazy ideas.
Pizza Hut thing. It's up there, but it is. I'm going to make that happen. I got to make that happen.
Imagine that as a person. The person is a lost family member of Matt's, and they never knew it until they talk. That could be. That'd be funny. The Underdog Journey, finding lost family with AI.
Actually, finding lost family through beer.
There you go. That's even better. So AI and marketing, it's here to stay whether you like it or not. Number 2, short form video is the new default format. So
That's been building over the last couple of years.
and,
Yeah.
it has been. So we've talked years ago about shooting long form content, long blog posts, long interviews, things like that.
Yeah, I don't know
breaking
anything at
up.
all about long videos.
We never do those.
We don't do this.
And then cutting those up into smaller, bite-sized chunks,
Yeah.
15-second to a minute long videos. But you look at, TikTok, you look at YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. All of those are proving out the idea that short form video works. It's not necessarily people don't have the attention span. People are filtering more. If you get more than 10 seconds into a video and it's boring or it's not getting to the point, you move on, right? It's not necessarily a short attention span. It kind of is. It's mostly, though, we're just filtering more carefully now because we need that dopamine hit.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
really
what's
what it breaks
crazy.
down to.
What's crazy is the number of people that watch this show from start to finish.
Man,
And-
a lot.
Yeah.
We'll have a 2 or 3 hour long show, and our replays of the whole thing, our numbers are
Excuse me.
surprisingly good.
Yeah. You would be amazed about.
We get way more replays than we get live viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Way
Yeah,
more.
our live viewership, while our live viewership, we love you guys and everything, and we don't want you to go anywhere. I would love to get the people who watch the replays to just, join in with us.
That's it. If you're watching this on replay, and I know you are,
Because we know you're watching because we see the metrics.
we see the numbers, and we know you're in Germany. We know you're in Japan. We know you're all over the United States.
We picked up Peru now.
We did pick up Peru. That's because of your world traveling
Yes.
speaker now.
Well, the guy handed me his phone. I was like, here you go. And I just had him follow us. Yeah.
That's pretty funny. So yeah, join us and join in the conversation. Leave a
Yeah.
comment, like, follow, subscribe, all the fun
Yeah, all the click
things.
buttons.
Hit all the buttons and do all the ding dongs.
Do all the things. No ding dongs popping up during your podcast.
It's a whole thing.
That's the thing. Goes back to number 1.
So short form video. If you have a business, product, or service, and you're not doing short form video, you are really, really missing out. You need to do that. If you're only doing long form video, there are free AI platforms. Guess what? Free AI platforms that you can upload your whole video into. It'll automatically cut your stuff up into smaller, 10 to 1 minute, 10 second to 1 minute long videos. You can download them for free, re-upload them anywhere you want. It's free. Free platforms do this for you. There's no excuse not to.
Yeah, and we went over a lot of the stuff in the past about some of the stuff that the big guys use for companies that West has worked for and that I have and do work for. Some of the methods that they use. We show you guys how to do it for typically free. You guys can do the same exact. Everybody that's out there trying to spin their own business and try to build their branding and create their marketing and campaigns and their marketing and into your sales funnels, into revenue, because that's kind of what we're all here for. We've shown you how to do that for free.
Yeah.
Step by step, how to do it for free.
And if there's ever something we talk about that you don't know how we do it or how we're recommending you do it, leave a comment, leave us a message, and we'll do a whole show on it. We'll contact you personally and say, hey, guess what? Use this tool. This one's free. This one's pay. This one's better. This one's worse. And we'll give you all the details.
Yeah.
But
we'll teams meet and we'll dig into whatever you got.
Yeah, absolutely. So short form video. That's number 2.
So just before we move off that, what is short form? What would you said 10 seconds to 1 minute.
10 seconds to 1 minute.
So that's the window for short form video. Okay.
That's about it. So some people say as short as 3 seconds up to 10 seconds. You need to get to the point. But I say 10 seconds to 1 minute should be the total length of your content.
Yeah.
As far as getting to the point, you need to get your point quick. Don't beat around the bush. If within your first sentence you don't kind of give people an idea of what you're going to talk about, you're out of the game already. So here's how I view content.
How the hell did we make it 5 years?
I know, right? Holy moly.
We're an hour into the show now before we even think about getting to it.
Yeah, it takes us 40 minutes to say hello. But no, so when I'm making standalone content, and I don't do this very often, but I need to get back to it for like some of my other channels.
A plethora of reasons.
What I always recommend is look at it like you're writing an essay, right?
Essay.
Oh boy, that says a lot about both of us.
No, it does.
So
It does.
when you're writing an essay, you have your thesis, the body of the essay, and then I can't think of anything else now.
I just got back to the replay over here.
So basically, your thesis is you say what you're going to talk about. The body is you talk about the whole topic you're talking about, and at the end, the summary, you basically sum up what you just talked about. So in a very brief way, tell them what you're going to say, then say it, and then reiterate what you just said.
Yeah,
that's it. That should be it. So your first
Morgan Freeman, Sum of All
two.
Fears. He has a line that's similar to that.
I am often known as the white Morgan Freeman.
Oh yes.
I can't do the voice. Don't even get me to try to do the Morgan Freeman voice.
I was hoping he would give it a try.
I don't know any Morgan Freeman quotes.
So no, in that movie, he's talking in the Sum of All Fears movie. He's talking about you don't just tell them what you're going to tell them. You tell them that you're going to tell them, and then you tell them.
He's right though.
Yes,
he's right. Look, I'm quoting Morgan Freeman. I didn't even know it. That's how smart I am.
That's good. That's good
Nikki
stuff.
says if it's longer than a minute, I'm checked out. It's true.
Yeah.
It's not just you, Nikki. It's a real thing.
Yeah, her and I are different. I look at things like, oh, look at this guy. He's building a log cabin in the forest out of rocks and mud. It's an hour long. I've got an hour to spare for this guy.
I'm with Nikki. If it takes more than 10 seconds to get to the point, if I don't know what I'm wasting my time on, I'm not going to waste my time. Dan McDonald says, and the most important thing always ends with the most important part you want your audience to remember. And that's it. So
it sounds like he's been to a Dale Carnegie class.
One thing that I really like to do when I'm writing papers is I like to have a really good hook at the beginning when I'm telling people what I'm going to talk about in my thesis, right? So it'll be basically a brief summary of what I'm talking about, a good hook. There's Jason, the head brewer from Hofbrauhaus here.
Yes.
It'll have a really cool hook, like a quote or something like that.
Happy Reinheitsgebot Day.
We got to bring him over, ask him if he knows what that is. And
it's the head brewer of a Hofbrauhaus. He knows
that's what
it
I'm
is.
saying. He has to know.
Yeah.
If not, he's going to get fired.
He and I have been in conversations deep about Reinheitsgebot. So yeah, he knows what it is.
So what I'll do is I'll have a really good hook at the very beginning, right? And then I'll have the body of the content, and I'll try to keep it as engaging as possible. And at the very end, in the summary, I'll have a callback to that hook. It'll be like just a brief reference to it, so people say, "Oh, I remember that from the beginning."
Oh yeah,
and it brings it all together. It brings it full circle. So, and your content should also be like that as well. But short form content, you can't always do that. But either way, short form content, get to the point, tell them what you need to tell them, and get out. Because it's not that attention spans are short; it's that people are filtering a lot more than they used to. So, short form video, here's Day. That's number 2.
But also, attention spans are short.
Also, what'd you say? I wasn't paying attention.
I'm out. That took longer than a minute.
Number 3, social platforms are full-blown marketplaces. This is a real thing. Facebook ads where you can buy stuff from an actual store on Facebook. Or Instagram. You can buy something from an e-com shop on Instagram. And I'm not even talking about Facebook Marketplace. I'm talking about actually buying something from a store. So Underdog Plus. Go to underdogplus.com and get your delicious dog bones. Made from all local ingredients, limited ingredients.
Where do you get your spent brewer's grains?
I get them from the Hofbrauhaus here in Columbus. I get spent brewer's grains that we actually turn into our delicious dog treats from Hofbrauhaus, so Columbus. Jason is actually the guy that I talk to and gives them to me. Yeah.
So one of the things is, I mean, I don't know. This is to kind of give you a plug here, but the Underdog brew bones. If you've ever opened a can of dog food or a bag of dog food or something like that, it smells horrendous.
They do.
That's because it is horrendous. You should not be feeding that to your dog.
No.
If you crack open a bag of the peanut butter brew bones or the apple cinnamon. The apple cinnamon.
Dan says,
I mean, you're going to want... Oh, no, you're going to want to take a bite of them.
They do. They smell
cookie.
like you're opening a bag of cookies.
Oh,
they smell
it's
delicious.
Insane. My dogs go nuts over them.
Yeah. So we actually use anything with the apples, the apple bacon, the apple cinnamon. We use all locally grown apples, too. Those are all Ohio grown apples.
How do you like them apples?
From a local place that...
Wizard of Oz.
Lynn's fruit farm, actually.
Yeah.
So
Where they filmed Wizard of Oz. It's not. I made that up.
So anyway, limited ingredient, no chemicals, no preservatives, no additives. I'm telling you, they are amazing. Your pup will thank you. Go to underdogplus.com or check out our Instagram page or Facebook page, and you can actually buy the treats right from there. So this is number 3. Social media marketplaces are a real thing. These are real marketplaces, and a lot of stores don't even have real actual e-com shops. There are actually a lot of people who are opting not to have a Shopify shop.
Yeah.
They literally sell their stuff just through Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah. The number
or,
of places.
Or TikTok is huge. I mean, TikTok e-com is massive. People are
Yeah,
millionaires off of
I
TikTok.
still don't do TikTok.
I don't either. I'm just telling
I
you.
don't do the TikToks. The kids all these days, they got the TikTok. I'm out of the TikToks.
We are old guys.
Yeah.
But you're right, though. So, but again, so if you have a product or a service, you don't even need an e-com shop. You can sell right through your social platforms. It's a real thing. People are making real money, and it's very, very impressive. That's number 3. Number 4.
Coming in at number 45.
Number 4. Voice is reshaping search and SEO. This is a underrated, a really, really underrated move that a lot of people should be making. Voice search. So this is going to be your smart home devices, your Alexa, your Google Home. This is going to be a really, really good one. Is going to tie into SEO that is specifically designed for AI platforms like ChatGPT, instances of Siri, Meta AI. Those. So
I got to try something. Hey, Google. Order 10 packages of peanut butter brew bones from Underdog Brew Bones.
Underdog Plus.
Underdog Plus. Hey, Siri. Order 10 packages of peanut butter brew bones from Underdog Plus.
My Siri's turned off. But
I'm just saying anybody that watches this now.
But it's a real thing.
Hey, it's social media, right? We're saying make money on social media. Let's see what it works.
But it's a real thing. So,
tomorrow when you get 50,000 orders in.
Right. Yeah, there you go. There might be a delay. So, by the way, Underdog Plus brew bones are all fresh baked to order. So if you do order 10,000 bags, it might take.
Oh my
God! Take a while to fulfill.
He's gonna call me like, David,
you son of a bitch.
David, do you know what you did? I'm gonna be in my kitchen. I mean, he literally does this at home in his kitchen, and he makes every single one of these things.
I make all of them by hand. It is what it is. So anyway,
for a dog that doesn't even like you.
That dog.
All right, that was.
She tolerates me. She tolerates me. So, but honestly, voice search is a real thing, and not enough people are moving on it. It's one of those things that, like, a lot of people use. They don't realize they use it as often as they do, though. Most people they identify more with visual cues, Google, online searches, things like that. But how often? Maybe not as often as it will be soon, but more often than it was a year ago or 2 years ago. Are you just randomly searching, hey Google, hey Siri, hey Alexa?
So can you, because I use the Alexa, but I don't order anything, but could you...
Look, my Alexa just turned on.
Yeah, right there.
Sorry. Yes.
Could you optimize your platform to take orders from...
Yes, you can.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, you absolutely can.
I like that segue.
So I don't have the show notes specifically for that, but you can absolutely. So some of the bigger platforms like Shopify, things like that, you can definitely do that. It takes a little bit more setup, but you can totally set them up to do that. Now, as smarter AI agents come out, AI agents are AI tools that will perform tasks online for you, complex tasks like booking flights and things like that, random things. They will be able to do things like that without the website being optimized for it. But you can also optimize your SEO on your website specifically for voice search. And these are all things you really need to research. So we can put together a whole show for it. I don't have all the show notes on how to specifically do it in each instance, but look into it. SEO for voice search is something you should absolutely be doing, because guess what? Most people aren't doing it, meaning you can be on the ground floor of this.
You could, and that could be part of your marketing campaign and your 10 seconds to a minute about you set the tone. Hey, this is what I'm going to tell you. You tell them, and then in recapturing it, the repeat of it could be something as simple as illustrating how easy it is. Hey Alexa, order a XYZ gadget from you that's coming out.
Well,
done.
Look, if your SEO is set up properly, guess what? You're going to be near the top of a search, right? So how these smart devices work is they'll just do a search for, let's say you're having a football night with your guys. And you're like, man, we need some pizza. Hey Alexa.
What do you know about a football night with the guys?
It's a football where you kick the soccer ball up the field. It's the whole thing. So, hey Alexa, we need orders 10 large pizzas.
How many fucking guys you over there?
I don't know. It's a big football party.
Pizzas,
guys love sleepovers with watching football and pizzas. So, so what they do? So
I almost ran Heiskens all over my table.
So what Alexa does is she's going to do a search online for the top searches for pizzas. And guess what? If you can be near the top of that search, everybody watching and listening, this is very exciting. So David is doing hand gestures, telling Matt to go and stalk this random guy. And no, Matt, you need to come. He's pointing at random people. We're going to get kicked out of this place during the middle of a podcast. And this is very exciting. We can all see what David's doing. We can't see the shenanigans Matt is doing. And he has no idea what's happening. We're trying to get Matt to look at this guy who's basically his doppelganger. I wish we had a camera that we could show Matt randomly walking up to this guy. And this guy kind of knows what's going on because you can see out of the corner of his eyes that Matt is like stalking this guy. And nobody else has any idea what's happening.
Clue what the hell's going on.
Matt doesn't know what's happening. This random guy doesn't know what's happening. And there goes Matt across our screen.
There it was.
You had better text Matt so he knows exactly the weird. Yeah, take those with you, Matt. Put them to good use. Go ahead.
Okay, so
that was a weird part of the show.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a necessary part of the show, though.
Weird, but
because I'm literally looking at the same person twice out here.
It's uncanny.
Yeah.
All right.
So Salesforce, Dan McDonald says, is promoting that same exact Matt walking around like a raptor.
Yeah, Dan McDonald says Salesforce is promoting that with their AI platform. Look, because AI voice search is a real thing. I'm telling you, if Salesforce is talking about it,
you need to get on it.
You need to get on it.
You need to get on it.
Salesforce doesn't waste time or money on small things.
Yeah, you need to be utilizing it.
They're called Salesforce for a reason. They're not charity force.
Absolute nightmare.
Believe me, I've had lots of experiences with them. Matt walking like a raptor. That's pretty funny. All right, so that was number 4. Number 5 is influence is going micro, not macro. So we've talked about this. So a lot of big brands are looking at social influencers. And back in the day, really big social influencers made a ton of money. But a lot of big brands are moving away from macro influencers, big influencers, and they're going for micro influencers. So if you have a product or service, you're actually going to get a lot more bang for your buck going with micro influencers. Somebody with 5,000 to 10,000. He's pointing at us. With 5,000 to 10,000.
I'm going to listen.
Going with 5,000 to 10,000 followers versus somebody with 1 million followers to 10 million followers. You could go with, who's a big celebrity? Miley Cyrus. You go with Miley Cyrus and spend, $10 million to have her post one random picture of her with your product. Or you can spend a couple $1,000s on somebody with 5,000 followers to post the same photo. In the meantime, you're going to get a lot more traction with this smaller influencer with 5,000 followers than Miley Cyrus with her 10 million followers.
Yeah, 1,000 true fans.
It's the idea of 1,000 true fans. And this is something that big brands are just now catching on to. Those giant influencers, it's a waste of money.
I mean, the books that we keep referencing, 1,000 True Fans and Raving Fanatics, these are not new.
Right.
These companies should really have already known this stuff.
Honestly, they should start paying us.
I mean, they can. And to be fair, some of them do.
To be fair.
To be fair.
So if you have a product or service that you want to find influencers to talk about, honestly, find a micro-influencer. In fact, a lot of micro-influencers, if you just send them free product, a lot of times they'll just talk about it.
They'll do it. Yep.
They'll just do it for free because you sent them something for free. Yep. They're just grateful to be in the conversation.
Yep.
And that's a real thing. I've done that. In fact, I plan on doing that a lot with my upcoming project. I want to get everybody involved in this thing because it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be so freaking huge. It's some huge freaking man There's going to be a serious smash. And I believe there's going to be more of these things happening around the city.
It's going to be huge, but they're not made in China. They're made here in the United States. I can't do the voice.
You get there.
I'll practice.
You'll get there. Practice.
I'll practice. Practice makes perfect. All right, that was number 5. Number 6 is omni-channel is necessity. So if you're on social and you're only on Facebook, guess what? You're cutting yourself short. You need to be everywhere. David and I talked about we don't like TikTok. Guess what?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you have a product or a service, you better have your stuff on TikTok. You need to be on TikTok, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters, and the X's. You need to be everywhere. Matt knows. It needs to be on the Instagrams.
It needs to be on the internet.
Omni-channel it's everywhere. And here's the thing. You need not only need to be on everywhere on social, you need to be everywhere you can. So you need to have your SMS game up to par.
You want the Schnitzel Parm.
The Schnitzel Parm. The Schnitzel Parm
it's
is
on the card. In the middle of the table, just reach out and grab it.
This is exciting.
Hold on. We're trying to talk him into getting
the card sticking up in the middle on the thing.
Yep.
The card sticking up in the middle of the thing with the stuff.
That's what you want.
The Schnitzel Parm.
That's what you want.
That looks delicious. Actually, I really do want the Schnitzel Parm. That looks good.
We're going to miss it. The kitchen's going to be closed before
we're going to try and fly through this. All right. So, so on top of that, you need to have your email game up. You need to have your SMS game up. You need to have live chat if you can. Do live streams. Have as many channels locked in as possible, because guess what? The wider net you cast, the more fish you're gonna catch. So unless you don't like seafood, you need to be everywhere. I don't know, it's getting weird right now. But omni-channel, get your omni-channel game in check. Number 7 is one that I've been talking about for a long time, even the longer we've been doing the show. AR and VR are driving deeper engagement.
I talked to Mike today. My old boss, Mike.
Okay.
Right? You know who Mike is.
AR, I know Mike. It was have to do with AR and VR.
Because he was talking about a training based out of VR.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Now, you know who I'm talking about.
I do.
And this is the guy that came and said, we need to create a training platform utilizing VR. Now.
Okay.
It's a novel idea to begin with.
Novel idea.
It is historic given the source that it came from.
Yeah, I believe that.
I mean, it's the guy's pushing 70 years old.
I believe that, yeah.
It's just not something. And when he told me that, I was like,
you're not wrong.
All right. I mean, yes. Yeah, I'm sitting there going, did we accidentally email him the show notes? I'm looking at my phone because I talk with him all the time. And I'm like, no, I didn't forward it to him. But it's like, oh, my God. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
But it was literally this afternoon.
Yeah, but it's a real thing. So, like it or not, AR and I think AR has more of a future than VR. But both of them, if you can get anywhere near AR or VR with your product or service, you need to be there. So a lot of people don't. Here's how I look at AR, right? AR, augmented reality versus virtual reality, is basically it incorporates your phone's camera or some device's camera that you can see the real world, but it puts something digital on top of it.
Yeah,
a lot of people's
overlay.
first experience of this was, like it or not, Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go.
Where a few years ago, you'd be walking around, anywhere in the entire world. You'd see random people walking around, looking at their screen, doing this weird little thing, trying to flick their little Pokeballs.
Did you order that beer off the kiddie menu?
Yeah. Hey, one of these days you can order a grown-up beer.
He ordered a half liter.
Who orders a beer in a shot glass, Matt?
Yeah. You got a shot of beer. So not here, but up in Buffalo, they have that's a half liter. They have third liters in Buffalo. Actually, that might be a third liter.
That's pretty small.
That's a pretty small beer. It literally is a shot of beer. All right. Anyway. Yeah.
Anyway.
No good will come out of VR. Matt Harmon. Oh, he's standing right in front of us.
There you go. And Nicole says AR.
Yeah, not like the 15.
No,
but
so AR,
like it stands for
reality.
augmented reality.
So I had an idea for an AR app, and I'm going to put it out there because the fact that nobody has done this yet is a crime, and somebody desperately needs to do this. Here's my idea for an AR app, okay? And it's so easy, even
A caveman.
A
Can do it?
caveman with an extra chromosome could do this. This is so easy,
Go ahead.
and
you
it
were
should be
saying-
done. Okay. Imagine walking through a grocery store. You don't know where something is. Okay.
Oh, there's a company called Store Eyes. There's
You
a
open
company
up
based out of Dublin, Ohio, called Store
Oh, hang
Eyes.
on. Let me finish. All right. And maybe somebody already did this, and I don't know
Yes.
about it.
This
You
is
open
10
up.
years ago.
You open up the store's app. You can point the camera around, and it'll have a little arrow specifically where you need to go. And as you walk through the store, it'll direct you where you need to go. Maybe a line on the floor, or like an arrow kind of up in the air, directing you where in the store something exactly is. On top of that, I'm picturing walking down an aisle, and you can point your camera in any given direction, and when it sees a specific product, it'll put up product information.
So that would be great. Like you could import your grocery list into
right.
it,
It'll tell you
and
exactly
as you
where
walk
stuff
down
is.
the aisle, you're just like, oh, it's right here.
Right.
Got it.
Or you'll say you walk up and you see these fruit snacks. You put your camera at it, and it'll give you full product information. It'll tell you exactly what's in it. Maybe the app could have allergy information if you have kids with allergies.
Yeah.
It'll
So
say,
you can
hey,
enter
this
that
isn't
into
safe
your.
for
So
you.
that's not a bad idea.
I'm telling
So
you.
Store Eyes was a company that was
What's
founded
Store
out
Eyes?
of
I don't
Dublin,
know
Ohio.
Store Eyes.
So Store Eyes was a company that was founded out of Dublin, Ohio, in Muirfield.
Okay.
And basically, it was a system that did audits on grocery stores to make sure, because the placement of product is paid for in a lot of grocery stores.
Okay.
The level of the shelf, where it is, everything is paid for. There's a monetary or a pricing consideration. There is funds associated with where a product is in the store. The front of the aisle, back of the aisle,
Right.
middle of the aisle, eye level
Right.
versus above. We associate top shelf.
Oh, the
with
planogram.
top shelf.
The planogram
Yeah,
layout.
the planogram layout. So
is huge in
there's
stores,
a lot of money that's in there. So Store Eyes was a company that allowed you to be able to shop, basically run this machine through, and it's stitched together. It's stitched together.
You did not tell me that idea.
It's just my idea. No, but anyway, they stitched together this whole thing so that from each store you could create audits over and over and over and over from one thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Versus when Nabisco, that owns multiple brands, wants to do an audit, they got to send a person there to do the audit.
Oh, auditing tool. That's another
so,
good
So
use.
this is it now. So you could take
Mine
this.
is different from yours.
Hint,
from
hint,
that.
wink, wink. Store Eyes. I'm talking to you. I'll actually text you later. You could integrate this with it. Now you can integrate your family dietary restrictions,
because
all this stuff
obviously
to it.
my app
And-
idea is going to require the planogram in order for that to work properly.
Well, yeah. It would require the planogram. Plus, you're going to have some AI built into it. So, all right, so the planogram's wrong, and this product is 6 feet or 10 feet away from where it should be. It's now over here. It's not that hard to identify product in an aisle, unless you're me looking for it, because I always get lost.
So here's the golden idea of what I'm talking about. So there are actually AR tools out there right now, augmented reality tools out there right now, where you can actually upload an image or a company logo, and whenever the app sees this logo, it will automatically bring up specific information about that logo or link to a certain website. And the apps and websites never really caught on very well. But a few years ago, it was the golden age of AR, and everybody thought it was going to be huge. It was everywhere. But here's where AR
All right, I just texted.
is really striking me. AR right now reminds me of that's uncanny. Come here. When that guy walked in, we thought it was you. He walked right past us, and we're like, why is Matt not acknowledging us? And he sat over there, and we're like, is that not Matt? What is happening
So
right
that's
now?
why I called you.
Yeah, we thought that was you. From a distance, he looked exactly like you.
That's you from the future. You lose weight. It's nice.
Good for me.
Good for you. That was you.
You gotta go see.
Go talk to him.
But don't touch yourself.
Not in public.
Well, I mean, I've seen it's never a good thing when you touch yourself when you're from two different timelines.
Time Cop is bullshit.
It's a terrible movie.
It's a terrible movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme should have been absorbed into the time and space continuum.
No, I like his movies, but you know what you're getting with him. That's for sure.
Anyway,
Anyway.
AR and VR
Man,
are
if we're down to Time Cop.
AR and VR. Yeah, let's just forget the main topic and talk about Time Cop for the next half hour.
Good for me. I don't. What is she talking about? Good for me. I don't even know what happened during that time.
Let's see. Good. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm lost anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, Nikki, tell us what you're talking
Nikki,
about.
It's us. It's definitely not you, I promise.
Yeah.
Number 8. Number 8 is privacy is a requirement. So in
Dan says multiplicity.
oh, dude, if you can clone yourself, I would totally clone myself to just to do the busy work that I wouldn't have to worry about.
But you would have to worry about it.
No.
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 You would.
No, I only watched the first like half hour of that movie, and I know it works out really well for Michael Keaton. I know it works out for him.
Okay. Batman.
So Nikki says, Matt said it after he lost weight in the future. Yeah, there you go. Good for me.
Oh, good for me. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, good for me.
That's pretty funny.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting on my doppelganger to walk in and see if he lost weight. Mother.
That was me from the future.
I knew
It was. That's what I thought.
Did you have a nice conversation?
Apparently, I have a good life ahead of me.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go. That's a bonus.
Super good.
Yeah?
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
That's we'll see how that works out for you.
All right.
All right. Anyway, so privacy is a requirement. So in Europe there are the online privacy laws called GDPR. In California there's the CCPA. In the middle of the
California
country,
and the CCCP? I'm sorry, what?
I didn't put that together, but it's
Burn.
there's a lot of truth to that. But in the middle of the country, we all kind of follow those rules of those two extremes because we still want to market to those areas because we want to make money. But everybody is worried about privacy. We did the big data show, and we were hacked by
Right here.
Zark Muckerberg.
Yeah, right here.
Right here.
Literally right here. I watched the computer go freaking nuts.
I'm telling you, he hacked us.
So Dan McDonough wants to know if you exchanged numbers with him. No, he's already got it.
So, all right, I'm not going to go there. Anyway, I was going to be Matt level humor. I'm not going to go there.
Who's it back to touching himself?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Anyway. So anyway, one thing that I do with my companies is this new product that I'm working on every single sales page, I'm going to make it known as clearly as possible, we will never, ever share your data. You need to do business with companies that you are positive are not selling your data. Because it's an old adage, but it's true. If you see a great product or service, or if you see a great interface, let's say like Facebook, and you don't see a product that you can buy, guess what? You are the product.
Yeah.
That's a real thing. Google,
So
Gmail,
yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. It's not free. You're selling your data.
Yeah.
That's what it comes
So
down
one
to.
of the projects I'm working on, and I've got the server out the back of my car now to start it up.
Yeah.
It really is about selling data.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, that's one of the things I'm going to do, but it's a certain type of data, and it's not going to be identifiable data. It's going to be meta. It's going to be larger, broad stroke data.
Right. So it's not PII, personal identifying.
Yeah, exactly. It's not PII.
Yeah.
I didn't want to use that because I don't think most people are going to know what the hell that is.
Right.
But
So when you're talking about data, there are different types of data.
Yeah.
So like when you're dealing with like a retailer, you'll have shopping trends and demographic data,
Yeah.
psychographic data. But there's also PII, personally identifying information, which is like name, email address, phone number.
Yeah.
Address, how many kids you have, your kids' names, your kids' birthdays. These companies have your information, and they're selling it everywhere, whether you like it or not, because you want to use Facebook, because you want to use Instagram, because you want Gmail.
and I
use Gmail, so I'm,
just for everybody out there, if you post a thing that says, "Hey, my lawyer friend told me to do this," and effective blah 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 blah, Facebook's going to become public. Blah, blah, it is a publicly traded company already. A, B, you telling this thing that it's not allowed to use your data. By posting it, you are continuing to agree to the terms and conditions of the site, which includes the selling of your data.
It's true.
And what you post is irrelevant.
Right.
So don't waste your time.
So I know this isn't a big data show.
Yeah, we got rid of it. We went down that slippery slope quick.
We did. But Google. recently posted is a really generous way of saying that they, under their breath, kind of put it out into the universe that in, I think, Q3 of 2025, they're going to be accessing everyone's Google Drive accounts for photographic information to feed their AI. So if you have compromising photographs on your Google Drives, you might want to.
So I've got. I need to move
the bad
everything.
ones.
I need to move because I use OneDrive, but unfortunately I have
Microsoft
Google.
absolutely does that too.
I do the Google phones or the Android, which is Google.
Microsoft is already doing that.
So I need to pull everything off of my OneDrive and everything off of my.
You need an external hard drive.
Yeah, I've got a NAT.
We all. I
I've
don't
got
mean
a
you.
NAT
I mean you.
Yeah, from you guys. So go buy a Western Digital NAT. That's a network attached drive, and set it up as your backup. Let that be your cloud.
Right.
And stop paying.
We should do a show on how to create your own private cloud.
Really would. That really would be a good idea. And it'll help you with backups and things like that. But you need to protect it because there are people out there that run ransomware that hijack it. So that's something we could do. Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right. Yeah, we'll do that.
But Microsoft and Google soon will be
not July
accessing
30th.
all of your Drive accounts.
She called me David Michael. I don't know what I did.
David Michael. Oh, because I assume you have compromising photographs of your wife on your one
check
of your
this
cloud
out.
accounts.
That's what she sent me. She sent me this one earlier.
Oh, I saw that one. It's acrobatic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Damn. Anyway.
We're all in trouble now. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what she does on
Dan
the.
says he has a 2 terabyte passport. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 2 terabyte. I have a 2 terabyte passport downstairs, but I don't really use it much. I really should though.
And Matt says Schnitzelparm.
I mean,
that looks really good. I really want one of those. I haven't had that yet.
The guy who's the GM here now used to be the executive chef, and he's the one that came up with the Schnitzel Parm as a monthly pairing with the beer because they have Hobson Special is the beer of basically the beer of the month.
Yeah,
and that is absolutely phenomenal.
I don't know what the herb brand is.
Herbrau. Maybe it's a light beer. Maybe it's light. I don't know.
I'm curious. Anyway, I'm not that curious because I have delicious Hefeweizen.
Yes, the beer is tasty.
So anyway, that was privacy is a requirement. If you have a product or service, make sure you do everything you can to inform your customers that their privacy is secure. Do not ever, ever, ever sell your customers' data. And by the way, do not ever, ever, ever buy customer data because it's not cool.
So I get emails all the time from people who have bought data.
Yeah. And most of the time it's shit.
You have no chance.
Yeah. No.
To sell me a damn thing.
Most of the time it's garbage. And you know what? Back when I used to work for a pretty big Fortune 500 company, I told my boss, I was like, he actually was looking to so our new CMO was like, oh, we need to, even though over the course of 2 years we tripled our audience, our email audience, tripled. You're welcome, dick. Anyway, so no bitterness there. We tripled it.
Doesn't sound like it.
We tripled it, and he wanted to expand our audience even further. So my boss was like, "Hey, let's go ahead and buy all this information from these other, entities." And I flat out told him, I was like, "You can go ahead and do that, but I will not execute on that purchase data. I won't do it." At a Fortune 500 company, I told him, I was like, I will not do that.
Yeah.
It's not cool. You're going to get garbage data.
You get garbage data, and it's counterproductive to what you actually are trying to do.
I spent the last 5 years heavily curating my customers, so they would be super loyal, get exactly what they want. I knew exactly who I was talking to, how I was talking to them, and I was not going to pollute my data.
You can't convince these people. Data. With MBAs. I call them the MBAs because, I laugh and piss on MBA diplomas.
Yeah.
Because they're some of the absolute useless things in the freaking planet. They are actually some of the worst business people in the apps. Don't come to me with an MBA.
Yikes. Okay.
I might have a job for you sweeping the floor. That's something you're actually qualified for. But I mean, MBAs are anyway.
So, we're not going there.
Yeah, I completely lost track. I got so caught up on
Dan says morals in business. Morals
yeah.
matter in business.
Yeah, I don't. It should, but here's the problem. Like with what you're talking about, it's hard for them to comprehend, and you can't convince them because they've got an MBA.
Well, they just see the bottom.
They got an
bottom line
MBA
of numbers,
and they think that the next 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 emails are going to equate to the same revenue or the same interaction that this first 1,000 did. Now I know you had more than 1,000, but the first 1,000, that's not how it works.
right?
1,000 true fans, or you're polluting it with data that they've just bought randomly from data collectors and data aggregates.
That's it.
They have no loyalty. They have no. So you go, well, wait a minute. We spent all this money to get this data. Why aren't we seeing the revenue bump? Because that's not who. That's not our target audience. That's not where we go to. It's not. There's a reason I said no.
That's it.
Because you're an idiot. Take your MBA out back. Use this toilet paper. Actually, take your MBA to the bathroom. Don't go out back. Actually, they might not be smart enough to go out back.
I did make a really good argument. Most of
me and MBAs don't get along.
But I did make a really good argument that explaining why it wouldn't work, why the data is going to be bad, why it's actually going to hurt us in the long run. And they actually didn't end up buying all this data. But, man, they were darn close.
Really?
Close.
So usually when I get into places or situations like that, I look at the person across from me and say, is this person capable of understanding what I'm about to tell them?
Yeah.
And the vast majority of the times it's no.
Yeah, most of the time it's no.
It's no. So I just go, okay.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Most of the
you
time
do what
no.
you're going to do. And when it falls apart on you, go, why did this happen? Well, because you did what you said you were going to do. And I told you not to, but then, you didn't want to listen. And I'm not going to sit and argue with you.
Yeah. That's
my time is more valuable than arguing with you.
Pigeon chess.
Yeah, pigeon. I say that so much. Pigeon chess. Done.
It's
I'm
still
out.
true. It's still true.
Yes.
So privacy
chess.
matters. Protect your customers' data, and
Yes.
they will be loyal after that.
And learn pigeon chess.
And number nine, full circle. AI optimized advertising is smarter than ever. So we talked about AI marketing. AI advertising is different. So
wait,
like,
there's a difference between sales, marketing, and advertising?
I know, it's weird. It's so weird. It's almost, I love Venn diagrams.
It's almost like it's, yes.
So,
who doesn't love a good Venn diagram?
So tools like
it's a great invention.
Tools like Meta Advantage, Google Performance, all of these are tools that are built specifically to help you advertise to the right people. Yeah, we're good. Thank you. So part of advertising is getting it's akin to marketing, but it's specifically there to help drive that sale, not to build the relationship. But part of advertising is getting the right message in front of the right person at the right time. And just like in marketing, something that could have taken a team of 10 people a week to do, AI can do it with one person in an afternoon or 15 minutes, frankly. So what AI is going to actually do for you is give you real-time results in a matter of seconds, whereas, again, a whole team of people would have taken you a week to do.
Yeah, I was hoping you weren't pausing for me to jump in there, because when it comes to advertising, I tend to leave that to you. I'm just sitting here like, I just look good and shake my head.
But it's all about personalization, right? So it's all about, we've all seen those ads that follow us all over the internet. And in the past, it's all been algorithm-driven.
Yeah.
Well, right now, what it is a lot of it's AI-driven. So, one thing that you're seeing is things that so let's say last year, randomly you'd be out with your friends and you'd say, oh, man, I really need a new, dog collar for my, English Mastiff. And for the next week and a half, you would see dog collars on English Mastiffs and pet stores everywhere you went. But now what you're probably going to, if you start paying attention to this, I'm telling you, you're going to see this. Now what you're going to see is things that you haven't talked about, but things that you really like, because the algorithm isn't predicting what you're doing. The AI is predicting what you're doing. And the AI is now saying, oh, this is the kind of person who's probably going to like this furniture. The AI is saying, oh, this is the kind of person who's going to like this sort of decoration in their house, or this sort of car, or this sort of
and we're already
pet product.
seeing that. We're already seeing
You're
it.
seeing it.
We're already seeing
more.
it.
I'm telling you, on Instagram especially, Instagram is really hard on this right now. I'm actually saving things I see on Instagram that I'm like, man, I haven't talked about that, but I really love this product it's showing me.
So I love those. I love the people's like, I didn't even say it out loud. I didn't say it in front of my Alexa or my Siri
That's
or
not
my
the
Google.
algorithm. That's the AI. It's deeper.
Well, it's analytics. it's
analytics. But it's AI driven
yeah,
analytics.
it's AI driven analytics.
Yes.
And it's just.
And I
it's
know you don't like
it's,
the
it's,
A of the
well,
AI.
It's
or you don't
analytics
like the,
and probability.
Yeah.
And you know,
You
from
don't like the I of the AI.
Yeah, from the it's from the probability is that if you like XYZ, then ABC are these are the next things. If you bought you bought a puppy crate, in 6 months you might be looking for a dog crate.
You know what? I'll give you that. So that's actually more analytics driven. That's more but so the AI driven ads and marketing
is going to look at all of the metadata that's out there and say, here's this group of people, and then here's all of the stuff that you match up with, and now it's going to start breaking out and saying, hey,
it's a deeper cross-reference of the things that you're going to be interested in.
But it's still a probability and analytics, but on a much more refined level.
Much more refined level. Yes.
On an AI, I'll use it on an AI level.
Right. Now we can still have a deep conversation about the idea of how I is the AI. That's a different conversation.
If then. That's how
that's a human brains work. Human brains are if then statement. Human brains work on if then statements.
I'll take it. I won't argue with that. Pigeon chess.
Prove me wrong. Human brains. We learn by trial and error. I mean,
to be fair. To be fair. But I can process a lot of if thens pretty quick. But AI is getting closer, not close enough. But it's getting closer. It's not. It's almost, the new AI is almost up to Clippy level from the 90s.
Look, the average, not even the best AI on the market, average AI on the market is already passing Turing tests.
Yeah, when you program something to pass a Turing test, it's going to pass a Turing test.
No, things that weren't even. ChatGPT wasn't programmed to pass a Turing test. ChatGPT was programmed to perform a function.
So Dan McDonald says, and this is why ads pop up on your phone, your social media platforms. Exactly why. Exactly.
That's it.
It's exactly what we're saying.
That's exactly it.
And it's going to get more prominent and more spooky to you if you don't understand what's happening.
Right. And you're right though. You mentioned earlier something you didn't even say out loud, but something you were just thinking to yourself.
Yep.
You're seeing a lot more of that. And it does seem kind of spooky. It does seem really spooky at first, but that's what it is. It's getting so good that and here's the thing, even without AI, just automatic analytics, algorithm-driven analytics are so good. I mean, you remember from maybe 15 years ago now, the old story from Target about how I almost dropped my beer. The story about how I know that's bad. The
data hack?
The guy who started receiving emails from Target about pregnancy stuff, like baby stuff, diapers and home, car seats and stuff like that. It turns out that the algorithm started sending him all this baby stuff because it noticed the purchasing habits of his daughter who was pregnant, but didn't tell his dad that she was pregnant. And she didn't even know she was pregnant at the time, but it noticed her purchasing habits. This wasn't even AI at the time. This was just analytics driven. Now, you add AI intelligence on top of that. AI intelligence, ATM machine. We're not going there. I don't care.
ATM machine. Doug Biedenbach would not be very happy with you.
Yeah, right. So look, you add AI on top of that, though. I mean, it is millions. I'm not even exaggerating, millions of times more intelligent than just basic dynamic algorithm driven.
Yeah, basic analytics, yeah.
So I think we're almost underestimating the potential of AI in marketing and advertising.
If used properly, which
I don't think anyone is using properly. Here's the thing. I think we're in such an early stage of AI in tools like this. I don't think anyone is using it to its actual potential. I think within 5 to 10 years, we'll see it on a whole different level in areas we can't even imagine yet. in areas that we won't even see or notice at the time, but it will change things to such a degree. I think marketing and advertising will anticipate our buying habit, not even our buying habits, anticipate our need and or desire to buy things at certain times before we even realize it. I think it'll be so smart. It's actually going to tell us what we need, what we want before we even know it. It's almost doing that now.
Very nice.
I'm not even exaggerating.
AI will have thought bubbles above our heads in real time in the future.
That's a real thing. That's last week. Wasn't it last week we did the news story about how? No, it's the week before last. We did the news story about how they AI. There was a new neurogenic tool that could actually read brainwaves.
Yeah. No.
Of
I
women.
do not want that.
It read the brainwaves of a woman who was mute, who couldn't speak, and she could use the AI to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Now, picture that coupled with like smart glasses or smart contacts, where you could actually see someone's thoughts in a thought bubble above their head, and they're not even speaking.
That's not a good deal. That's not a good look for me.
Here's the funny thing: that technology.
It's gonna be like, this guy thinks you're a fucking idiot.
Here's the funny thing: all of that technology already exists. Just like the robot, the biological robot dog. They just need to put all the pieces together. It's already there. All the pieces are there. The Legos are on the table.
As long as they're on the floor, I don't have to step on them.
Matt Andre says, "LOL." Matt, I'm not sure if you're laughing at me or just the conversation, but it's true. The Legos are on the table.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Tell me one way.
Well, no, it's there,
yeah.
And the if somebody was to walk by with, especially if I worked with them, and depending on who they were, if they were able to see what I thought, whoa.
Oh, well, look, we didn't even talk about this. So
Dan says you have a MB, which I'm assuming
MBA.
Is that MBA
Probably
or
MBA.
MacBook?
Oh, I do actually have a MacBook. He's a PC guy, and we're Mac people now, apparently.
Well, I mean, I have a PC at home, but I didn't want to travel around with it. I didn't want to carry because I'm only in for one night. I didn't want to have a whole nother set with me, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna.
But no, we talked. So you mentioned that if you're at work and people can see the speech bubbles above your head. So
fired
fast. Have you seen the stories about the public schools in China, where the kids are hooked up to these machines that measure their brain waves, and if the kids lose focus on what they're doing, it will automatically correct them with electroshock.
Yeah,
that's a real thing. Now you put that into a factory setting.
I believe that over any scientific advantage or scientific study or advancement that China has done. I believe they shock kids. I do not believe they're advancing science. I believe they're shocking kids. I do not believe they're good at anything else.
Let's take China out of the conversation. Put that onto.
But I love China.
Put that into a factory setting or an office setting, where like bosses can tell, one, if you're focusing, and two, if you have shitty thoughts about them while they're talking to you.
Oh, dude,
it's on the horizon,
man.
It's on the horizon.
My boss would not like that
because all the technology is there, David.
So I've gotten to the point now where I'm all like, yes, sir, thank you so much, thank you for your assistance, and blah blah. Because I'm just like, you know what, I'm so done, so done. I'm like, like I don't trust this guy as far. Well, he's not very big. I could probably throw him.
We're live on the internet right now.
That's fine. I could throw this guy farther than I trust him. It's just like, boom. I could probably get a good 10, 12 feet out of this guy. But I don't trust him that far.
Fair enough. Well,
it would not be well.
Well, maybe he'll watch the show and he'll fire you, and you can come work for my company. And
you are down the list of people who want me if I leave. I almost said my name. If I leave the company I'm with now.
Down on the list,
dude. The number of people that want to come after me right now is crazy. It's
but
insane.
How many have the potential of what I'm offering?
I know.
Right?
The job. You're like, this is the job right here.
How many have the potential of the job I'm offering?
Oh, it's good though. Yeah.
Now look, the pay sucks right now.
Yeah.
But it's not always gonna suck.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
It's out in the universe.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
All
good
well,
stuff.
Those were all 9.
So there it is, 9:33. Hey, we got through 2 hours, so we're good.
Those were 9 of the marketing trends driving 2025 and beyond.
And there was a lot of AI in there, and I'm not
No,
knocking
you know,
it.
the first
I'm not
and the
knocking
last
it.
were AI.
I'm not knocking it.
Everything in the middle was not AI.
I'm not knocking it because I'm telling you, it is a amazing tool.
It's here whether you like it or not,
and
but it
you
is a
should
tool.
be using it.
And it's just a tool, though.
It is a tool, and you should be using it.
Right. Oh,
Period.
I mean, look, we could do a whole show just on vibe coding. You know what vibe coding is?
No.
So the coding world, computer coding, is AI has changed the landscape so much that coders aren't even doing. I mean, they're only doing about 10% of the actual coding. Vibe coding is essentially letting AI do most of the coding. Then the coder actually, the human coder comes in afterwards and does the cleanup.
Okay.
And debugs.
Okay.
It's called vibe coding, and apparently that's like the whole industry right now. AI
Yeah.
has changed it that much.
I'm telling you, I want to do that with you. That sounded very naughty.
You want to do that with me? I don't know what that means.
So I told you earlier, I was like, for your
What?
for your basic thing, I was like, you know what? Let's just learn this and make it happen. But let's use AI to do it.
Well, here's the problem. I don't know enough of the actual coding to clean it up after the fact.
Are you saying AI is hated?
AI is what?
Hated?
Well, he hates AI.
Don't talk about my girlfriend that way.
Oh, you're a fan of the chat GPTs.
Well, yeah, kind of.
What'd you name
Well,
her?
there's some other
I don't
things that
name her, that's just weird, but yeah, I learned a lot.
Fair enough.
Oh, that was good. And that's how we end it right there. Dave
Uh,
wants to vibe with West.
Dave,
Yeah.
Before you end, I got one other thing.
All right.
Is it true, Wes, that you can get Underdog dog treats from you? Yes. They're so freaking good. My dog loses his ever-loving mind every time I give him some. I do have a few snacks when I've had some bourbon.
yeah, Matt actually likes to dip the apple bacon into his bourbon.
Into the bourbon and then eat.
Made with real bacon, by the way, and
Yeah.
Ohio-grown apples. So go to
And spent
underdogplus.com.
brewer grains
And spent brewer grains from the Hopper House in Columbus.
So, yeah.
It's been a weird show,
good.
but it's been a good one. David, thanks for coming to Columbus. I know it's not very often.
Yeah, I
but
don't hear much.
maybe something's going to happen that bring you back to Columbus. Fingers
see.
crossed. We'll see.
We'll see. If I build a business or own a business over here, I might come back. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see.
I've been Wes. This guy's been David. We will see you guys next week at 8 p.m. on Thursday.
I don't have any buttons. I'm just here.
You got nothing to do. I'm
I've
gonna
got
press all
nothing
the
to hear.
buttons. And we'll see you guys next time.
The neighborhood, I felt cool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I feel funktastic, feeling spastically infatuated with the in-between. The ups, the downs, the curves and the rounds. I bring it to your city or your hometown. I go back in time when the feeling was fine. When funkin' was legal and it wasn't a crime. Party people lined up and down the way. A bigger celebration than your birthday. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt cool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt cool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. And I have seen the world pristine, funk you up in the bushes, funk you down in the trees. Now look around, all the frowns, the yellow, the white, the red and the brown. And keep in mind, it never costs a dime, 'cause funkin' is free, I remember the time. Now look today, the streets are gray, time to take it back to yesterday. Funkin' in the neighborhood, I felt the cool 'cause the funk was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.